Hi gang, Rob here. It is the evening of 14 July 2022, the 10th anniversary of the marriage of Rob and Heidi Bixby. Congratulations accepted. What a blessing it is to be married to Miss Heidi. But it's Thursday night, anniversary or not, time for a knife sale on the Apostle P channel, and a knife sale we shall have. What a cool bunch we have this evening. It's all over the map with awesome pieces priced to sell. Before we get into the meat of the sale, let's do a little bit of housekeeping as usual. First up, I need you to be familiar with and agreeable to the terms of the sale. I'm going to post them on the screen for you. I'll also reprint them in the description underneath this video for your perusal at your leisure. Also in that description, above the terms of the sale, you're going to see 3 links to previous videos on the channel. The first is to my primer for buyers video. That's a 38-minute expanded explanation of the terms of the sale, along with foundational philosophies and who are allowed to participate. It's pretty general, but it's pretty important. The second link is to my FAQs for Consignors video. If you're interested in using this weekly sales event to move along some of your collection, that video explains how it all works from the consignors perspective. And the third link, as always, is to my rates and services video for the TheApostleP Knife Service, the original precision sharpening service for the online knife community. So in the description, the all-important description, you will see those 3 links at the top, then the terms of the sale, and then the last section is the inventory list of tonight's offerings, complete with timestamps on the left, pricing on the right. In the pricing column, you'll generally see 2 numbers. The one to the left of the slash is the price of the knife as shown. The one on the right will be the price of the knife as sharpened by the TheApostleP Knife Service. Current backlog, if you buy a knife to be sharpened, is going to be about 3 weeks. No next day sharpening this week. My Friday will be spent traveling to and preparing for track night at Gingerman Raceway, South Haven, Michigan. The Superhawk will make its maiden track voyage with me in the saddle. I'm looking forward to that. But no next day sharpening. And that, I believe, will do it for our housekeeping. I'm going to post the terms of the sale up on the screen for you, then I'll be right back with the inventory. Here are the terms. All right, let's get to it, shall we? First up, we got just 2 leftovers from last week's sale. The first of which is from Kansept. That's how the Chinese spell Concept, believe it or not. With the knife, you're going to get this right smart nylon and leather pouch. Inside the pouch, we have a poly bag and a knife. This is the Concept K 2016 A5 Goblin. It is a titanium frame lock front flipper. The blade steel on the front flipper is going to be S35VN. Blade length 2 1/4. Handle length 3 7/16. We have a stonewashed titanium handle, bronze anodized, with a fully milled bronze anodized titanium pocket clip. Steel inserted titanium frame lock. There is your lock engagement. It is rock solid. The ball bearing action is super smooth and sweet. Centering is going to be dead down the middle. Condition, we'll call it near mint in box. I think I saw one slight little area of wear on the pocket clip, but nothing major. Price of these brand new at your favorite web retailer is $147. Blade steel is S35VN, in case I forgot to mention it. We ran this last week at $100. It didn't sell. Dropped it to $85 on Saturday. Still here. Your price, $69, guys. That's less than half price. $89 with my edge. That is the Concept Goblin. Next up, we have our second and final leftover from Olamic Tactical. Never the same. Let's read the certificate of authenticity, shall we? This says we have a model Swish, serial number 46, made May 29, 2017. It has a 3.88-inch LMAX stonewash blade. The handle is titanium, blue stonewashed. Clip, titanium, blue stonewash. Hardware, titanium, anodized. Notes, sculpted anodized backspacer. Here is Le Swish. A beautiful handle. And there is that backspacer. Very, very cool. I'm not sure what anode that is. It's maybe a very light bronze over a polish. Ceramic retention ball in the titanium clip. We got a steel inserted titanium frame lock with what appears to be an over travel stop as part of that steel insert. Beautiful flipper, beautiful flipper. That LMAX blade, gorgeous, and it's wearing a polished edge. I don't know if I did this. I think the consignor did. No need to sharpen. It's beautifully done. 3 3/4 inch blade I measure it at. 4 7/8 inches a handle. There's your lock engagement. There's your show side. Super silky ball bearing action. Awesome flipper. Blade centering, I bet, is perfect, and it is. We'll call this near mint in pouch. We ran this last week at $450 on Thursday night, dropped it to $375 for the weekend. It's still here, so we're going to do it this week at $350 like it is. No need to sharpen. That is the Olamic Swish. Next up, we got the little brother to a knife that we ran and sold last week. And if you thought that was a bargain, check this one. From the Reeve Knife Company, Boise, Idaho. Ooh. We have a small Sebenza 21 computer-generated graphic, glorious pattern. The certificate, the birth card says, it's a glorious, S35VN at 59 to 60 Rockwell, born on January 29th of 2016. But you'd never tell it by looking at it. We have the glorious Stars and Stripes pattern. Some very minor handle wear on this one, guys. I mean, very minor trails. Lanyard's still intact. Beautiful flicking action. This one does have a polished edge with very little wear since sharpening. It's also got the polished blade, which generally makes them a little thinner behind the edge than just a stone washed one more pass of the grinder, so to speak. There's your lock engagement. Pretty early for a small 21. 0 stick, 0 play. And I bet the blade centering is going to be down the middle. How about that? We'll call this one near mint in box. They're discontinued. They're out of stock. You can't buy a new one. Used ones cost a fortune. We're going to take it easy on you for this one. $375. No need to sharpen. That's the Reeve Small Sebenza 21 CGG. Glorious. Next up, one of my favorite Hinderer models ever. I mean, ever. Comes in that there box. This is back in the day when they just used to write the knife model on the end of the box. It's an XM18 3.5 inch non-flipper blue ano. Not only do we have blue anodized titanium hardware. We got a beautiful royal blue G10 scale. Look at the blue on that titanium frame. The ano over the stonewash. Even anodized clip. What's missing? No flipper. Now this is on nylon washers or Teflon washers, pre-tri-way. But did you see that? I mean, it is wonderful. Nice detent. Super free action. Rock solid lockup. Just solid but early. And I bet the blade centering is going to be, how about perfect? Condition on this one will be near mint in box. I'm saying this was used and touched up, not like a full sharpen, but kind of a nice toothy edge. Blade steel is S35. It is the slicer grind. If I were going to own a Hinderer, this would be a contender. Even though it's right-handed. Man, that's just nice action. Beautiful action. So yeah, let's do, and these are discontinued with the pre-tri-way construction. Let's do $375 on this one. That's a deal. $395 with my edge. Hinderer XM18 3.5-inch slicer non-flipper. Next up, we're taking a little trip to Escanaba. Bark River Knives. We've got an Aurora LT in 3V and a Macassar freaking ebony handle. Comes in the pancake style sheath with fire steel loop. It'll go vertical, it'll go cross draw. Inside is a knife. It's such an unassuming but useful tool, the Aurora. That 3V blade is 4 9/16 inches in length. Made from 147 thousandths stock. There is that gorgeous Macassar ebony. Isn't it stunning? Very nicely book matched. Look at that, guys. So beautiful in the hand. Such a functional blade. 4 9/16 blade, 4 9/16 handle. And let's see. I've said 3V. I've said the stock thickness. These are out of stock. This knife would have been about $260 web retail at Knife Ship Free or DLT or any place that sold them. But you can't buy a new one. So it's maybe the most functional woods blade Bark River makes in the best steel they make it in. Let's do $225 like it is, $245 with an ApostleP edge. The Bark River Aurora LT. Next up, we'll just stay in Escanaba for a moment at Bark River Knives. This is the Bark River Kephart 4 red linen micarta and CPM 3V blade. This will come in the folded bushcraft style sheath with fire steel loop. Going to be vertical carry. So the Aurora is the Mike Stewart designed all-purpose woods blade. This is the Horace Kephart designed all-purpose woods blade manufactured by Mike Stewart. So he went ahead and put the Compass logo, which is his outdoorsman, the Aurora series logo, which I think is quite fitting. You've got a 100 thousandths stock 4 1/4 inch Kephart blade, perfect Kephart dimensions, a faithful 4 1/2 inch Kephart handle in red linen micarta. It's just a stick with a self-guard. That's all it ever needs to be. And wonderfully executed by Bark River. Red linen looks so beautiful. Just a little bit of sheath wear at the front of it. Beautiful, beautiful knife. Let's see. We'll call this near mint in box. These are out of stock everywhere. This one would have retailed at your favorite website for about $235. We're going to sell it for $195 like it is. $215 with an ApostleP edge. That's the Bark River Kephart 4. Next up, we're sort of staying in Escanaba. This is a true Saber knife. Todd Walensky, proprietor. Todd, a custom knife maker under the brand name True Saber, whose production knives were produced by Bark River. And this would be one of them. The model inside the box is the Shawnee in CPM 154 with Cocobolo scales and red liners. Comes in the folded bushcraft style sheath, integral folded over belt loop. Inside is the Shawnee. There's your True Saber maker's mark. Just a stunning, aggressive drop point with a beautiful handle. And check out that Cocobolo, guys. Red liners are more of a burgundy. They almost disappear in the Cocobolo. The blade length is 4 inches. The handle is 4 13/16. That looks like about 140 stock. Nice polished spine. Condition's going to be near mint to like new in box. These are long gone. Todd made these probably, what, 4 or 5 years ago? Would have been about $230 at your favorite web retailer. This one can be yours. $175 like it is. $195 with an ApostleP edge. It couldn't hurt. That is the True Saber Shawnee. Next up, we've got another Barky. And this one's in a little bit of a long box, guys. Why the long box? Because it's a long knife. This is the Marauder in CPM 154. Oh, guys. So you got a classic Bowie, and this is sort of a Jenna Martin design sheath, because the strap and snap are kept from touching the handle with this flap. Beautiful work. And it's going to be a long dangle. Beautiful sheath. Check this out, guys. It's a classic Bowie with a broad blade, kind of a medium height saber grind. Just a subtle recurve. First production run knife. There's the maker's mark and the steel designation for you. And check out the handle. So that's a classic Bowie, a classic Mike Stewart design, but the handle, pure Jim Stewart. Here's why I say that. Jim loves the composite or segmented handles. Notice the black, red, white, red, black spacer configuration. Not only on the diagonal spacer, but also behind the guard. Guard and pommel are brass and super heavy pommel on this one. And Jim also likes to facet his handles, as he has done on this one. There's a little wonky spot in the finishing where the facet rolls into the radius of the guard. The spacers are just a little maybe melted or burned. I'm sure that would polish up okay. Lanyard loop in the pommel. It is a rat tail tang with a nut holding it all together. And guys, in the hand, young Master Jim knows how to make a handle. I'm just saying. Blade length on the Marauder in CPM 154 is 6 1/4 inches. The stock thickness looks like 3/16. The handle length is 5 1/16, and it's perfect. We'll call it near mint in box. These are out of stock everywhere. They sold like wildfire. One sold listing on eBay, and I think it was antique ivory and a segmented handle. That sold at $400 not too long ago. This one can be yours, $325. Like it is, $355 with my edge on it. That is the Bark River Marauder. Next up, got one from TOPS, and this is an interesting piece. It's kind of a long Karambit. This is the TOPS TAC-TOPS Karambit, and it comes in a beautifully made Kydex sheath with TOPS lovely multi-positionable rubber belt loop. They're just an awesome piece of hardware. And inside you get this. Are you kidding me? We have our crinkle coat epoxy coated 1095 blade. That's a 7 1/8 inches of Karambit. And then you've got this sharpened swedge at the peak here, and it is asymmetrical. Definitely provides a lot of aesthetic visual interest. The handle is a little short, but it's a Karambit. Just 4 1/8 inches long. You have the ringtail, black canvas micarta red liners. Like new in the box. Price of these at your favorite web retailer. I'm sorry, like new no box. Price of these at your favorite web retailer is $180. This one can be yours at $120 shipped priority mail. $160 if you want me to sharpen it. That is a long hawkbill, and I don't love sharpening them. That is the TOPS TAC-TOPS Karambit. Next up, we have something called the Cold Steel Counter Tack Combo. As you can see, we have a Counter Tack 1 and a Counter Tack 2. Both boxes, both knives. So the Counter Tack 1 is a boot knife, and it's an interesting hollow-backed chisel ground dagger with a fuller. Blade steel is AUS 8. Blade length is 5 inches. Handle's 4 1/2. You have a Cray X handle, which is a beautiful handle material. We have a Secure X sheath with an integral boot clip. It looks like it might be removable. I think it is. Looks like it, yeah, it does. It comes out. It's not integral. Like new in the box. Then you've got the Counter Tack 2. Just a baby sister. Now this sheath also has that removable with the Chicago screws belt clip. But if you'd like to do neck carry, you've got a beaded chain. And there's the same configuration. Double-edged dagger, fuller down the middle. AUS 8, chisel ground, hollow back. That's a 3 1/4 blade, 3 7/16 handle. Also like new in the box. Prices of these at your favorite web retailer, about $47 and $51 respectively. So, respectively, what is that, $98 for the pair if you were going to buy them, probably plus tax and some postage. We'll do them both. $50 shipped priority mail. $80 for me to sharpen. Either 30 each to sharpen. So your pricing is going to say $50, $80, $110. Next up, we have another one from TOPS. This is more what we're used to seeing from TOPS, right? Nylon sheath, pouch on the front. Put sharpening stone in there if you want. Double Velcro retention straps, plastic insert and a sheath. This is the TOPS Apache Falcon. Just a stunning, I guess you could call this like a paratrooper knife. This has got kind of a dark gray crinkle coat. Looks like 3/16 stock. 1095 steel. 6 1/4 inch blade. 5 5/8 inch handle. Black linen micarta, beautifully milled. White liners. Removable scales. Lanyard hole. I think this guard might be aluminum. It's definitely not plastic. I'm thinking it's like a parkerized aluminum, maybe. Super nice in the hand. Get a forward finger choil if you'd like to use that. Gorgeous clip point. It is like new, no box. Designed by Snake Blocker. Now, who wouldn't want a knife designed by Snake Blocker? Web price of these brand new is $170. This one can be yours for $140 all in, shipped priority mail. $170 if you'd like my edge on it. That is the TOPS Apache Falcon. Next up, from Luminox Essential Gear, we have an outer sleeve. We have a hard nylon case. And we have a hang tag that says this is the Luminox model XS3059L. So, it is the XS3059L quartz watch. A really nice entry-level Luminox. Black carbon case. Screw-on case back. Factory rubber strap. Nice double keeper buckle. Your dimensions are 44 diameter, 47 lug to lug, super compact lug to lug. We have a non-screw down crown, but we do have 200 meters of water resistance. Mineral crystal. Unidirectional 60 click bezel. See if I can get this thing to line up. There we go. Lume is by tritium, so you've got one tritium pip on the bezel. You have a tritium vial for each hour marker, one in the hour, minute, and seconds hands, and that's it. We're not going to do a lume shot. Swiss quartz movement. Thickness just 13 millimeters, and lug width is 22. Super light with that carbon case. Condition, I'll say near mint in box. You can buy these watches new on eBay between $160 and $180. Of course, the retail on Luminox is supremely inflated. We'll do this one. It's in really nice shape. Don't know that I can really find a mark on it, but just it's been worn just a little. Let's do $135 on this one. No need to sharpen. That's the Luminox XS3059L quartz watch. Next up, oh my. Uh-oh. We have one from Blackjack Classic Blades. So if you know the story of Blackjack, company founded by Mike Stewart, a company lost by Mike Stewart, purchased by, I believe, Blue Ridge Cutlery out of receivership. They made some knives in China, but their classic series, commissioned by Blue Ridge, made by Bark River Knives, Escanaba, Michigan, by Mike Stewart. And this is one of them. This is the Blackjack Model 14 Halo Attack Border Patrol. So I think the Halo Attack is kind of a paratrooper knife. And this sheath is a Bark River branded sheath, but a little different finishing than a Bark River. It's definitely got a little brown dye A little different snap than we're used to seeing on a Barkey. Oh, guys, this thing is so beautiful. I mean, it is so beautiful. Ooh, are you kidding me? Oh, that is 7 3/8 inches of A2 tool steel. Looks like 3/16 in thickness. Is that right? No, 7/32, so like 2/17. Full size aluminum guard. OD green canvas micarta. And I forget what you call this tang style. So it's basically a full tang knife, but with the belly side covered in micarta. Oh, and so nice in the hand. Oh, what a stunner. This is probably a pre-2010 knife. Maybe, it looks like the new Bark River logo. Maybe it's a little later than that. Man, super well ground and finished. Condition, I will say, is near mint to like new in box. Good luck getting a pricing reference on this one, but it can be yours. And a beautiful example of a modern American-made Blackjack. $200 like it is. $230 if you got to have an Apostle P edge on it, which wouldn't be a bad idea. And that is the Rob's pick for tonight's sale. The Blackjack Model 14 Halo Attack. Next up, we have another package deal, a combo. We're going to call this the Cold Steel Rajah Double Agent, or DA, combo. So it's going to come with a Rajah 3 and a Double Agent. The Rajah 3 is the small Rajah, 4 7/8 inch handle, 3 1/2 inches of OS 10A blade, big recurve, big belly. You have your wave/thumb plate. For deployment, you have a beautifully stippled FRN handle, triad midlock, super smooth and rock solid, guys. And the centering on this one, very close to perfect, if not perfect. It is like new in the box. And then you've got the Double Agent, which I guess it's sort of a boot neck karambit. To release from the Secure-X sheath, you depress that circle, and out comes the knife. You have a fully serrated blade in OS 8A, 3 inches of blade, 4 7/8 inches of handle. Little over-molded FRN handle on this one. It's also like new in the box. If you'd like to carry it by the neck, you got a beaded chain. And let's see. Let's look at these for a minute. The Double Agent runs $30 new from online retailers. The Rajah 3 runs $65, so you got $95 worth of knife. You buy these new, you're going to pay some shipping, you're going to pay tax. You'll be, what, up around the $115, $120 mark. These can be yours as a combo. $75 all in, shipped priority mail. $100 if you want me to sharpen the Rajah. No need to sharpen the serrated edge on the Double Agent. That is the Cold Steel Rajah/DA combo. Next up, from the land of the rising sun, we have us a Rockstead. You've got the sleeve. You've got the, I think this is a pine box. You got closed cell foam overlay. There's your wrench. Beautiful micro suede cleaning cloth. Then you've got the Rockstead data sheet. No Rockstead would be complete without this. This tells us we have a Rockstead Hizen number 750. It is made with a blade of ZDP 189, hardened to Rockwell C-scale hardness of 67.1. Scale material is A7775 duralumin, which is an aluminum. Hard anodized black. No embellishments. Made December 18th of 2021. And here is the knife. Just a beautiful piece of work. Gorgeous milling on that 7075 aluminum handle. Parkerized clip, just a little bit of pocket wear. Just looks great. Your Duralumin frame lock is steel inserted. And then here's the blade. You've got your bead blasted flats, your perforated fuller, and then your polished convex blade. Now this one has had the apex touched up. It's quite sharp. When my consignor bought it, he was the second or third owner and had some microchips in the edge, so he had it professionally honed. It's quite sharp. Probably not Rockstead sharp, but it's good. Now he told me that it's very slightly tipped, and I'll tell you what, you'd have to have a loop to see it. And you really don't feel it. It's super tiny, whatever's missing. If he hadn't told me, I wouldn't know. Lockup is rock solid. There is your engagement at about 65%, probably, just about where you want it. Silky smooth action. Perfect centering. So we'll say that the condition on this one is excellent to near mint in box. Sold listings on eBay. There were just two, and they probably weren't as nice as this knife. One at $525, one at $600. On this one, we're going to do $569 like it is. No need to sharpen. And this, by the way, is registered at Rockstead. It's the Rockstead Hizen number 750. Next up, I teased you guys yesterday that we have some historic, iconic classics, and this is the first of them. This is a Buck Strider collaboration, and the model, if I turn the page, I'll be able to see it. It's a strange name. It's the Buck Strider 58.2. I have no idea the significance of that, but the model number is stamped in the ricasso right above my thumb. There is your Strider Buck collab maker's mark. There is your Boss heat treat mark, ATS 34 steel. Single-sided thumb stud. Very stridery, although it is not a stop lug. You got a stainless steel liner lock, super thick liners, big thick bronze washers. Nice action. Very thumb flickable. Centering probably favors the lock side just a little. Nice solid lockup. It's got like cold steel coarse G10, a very stridery clip. Going to be right hand tip up only. Blade's 3 inches, handle is 4. Near mint, no box, unobtainium. Couldn't find one for sale or recently sold anywhere. Got to be worth $150, and that's your price. $150 like it is, $170 with my edge on it. That's the Buck Strider 58.2. Next, probably the coolest knife in the sale, and I have no idea. This is the Emerson Wilson Tactical CQC7-ish. A very cool knife. Definitely CQC7. If you look at the jimping on the thumb ramp, the handle shape. But then it's got this spear point, hollow ground, saber ground blade. probably 154 cm. Wilson Tactical stamped into the blade. Don't know what coating that is. Blade length is 3 1/4. Handle's 4 3/4, so definitely handle heavy. The clip, not your standard Emerson. I think early to mid 90s on this. And the handle, guys, is polished black linen micarta, and so's the backspacer. Very interesting. It's got your typical sort of Emerson stick. Early-ish lockup, rock solid. Centering on this one blows, but who cares? I have no idea. I couldn't even find another knife on the internet, let alone a price, but let's do, we'll call it excellent, no box. Let's do 125 on this one, like it is, 145 sharpened. That's the Emerson/Wilson Tactical CQC7 question mark, for lack of a better name. Next up, we have arrived at the save me from myself moment in tonight's sale. Oh. This is a Microtech SOCOM MA for manual action. Nice, interesting camo pattern on the lanyard. We have a black hard anodized aluminum handle with textured rubber inlays. We've got a tip-down right-handed clip. This is a pre-ball bearing SOCOM. I think this is the OG. Look at the manufacture date, guys. 12 of 97. Blade steel ATS 34. I don't think that's coated. I think it's just a dark gray sandblast. Not only is it pre-bearings, but it doesn't have washers that I can see. I believe it's got mill-relieved aluminum scales, so there are round washer-like surfaces milled into the aluminum, and it's silky smooth. Lockup is by a nested stainless steel locking leaf, nice and thick, beautiful lockup. It is rock solid, and the blade centers up perfectly. The ATS 34 blade is, what, about 4 inches in length? A little over 5 inches on the handle. Condition is, I'm going to call it near mint, no box. It has been touched up, but I think on the plain edge only. Very, very nice knife. Unobtainium. Couldn't find one of these listed anytime recently. I figure it's got to be worth $250, and that's the price. $270 if you'd like my edge on it. That is the Microtech SOCOM MA. Next up, here's a classic, a modern classic from Spyderco. It's a paramilitary too. It's wearing Digicam scales. It's got black hardware. Look at that. That PVD clip is virtually unmarked, and it has never been moved. There's your DLC blade, an S30V. There's your compression lock. Free swing in action. Centering's on point. Lockup is rock solid. No box. Near mint. Let's see. S30V is gone in production, so I guess it's discontinued. You can buy a new S45 one at your favorite web retailer for $185, or just buy this superior blade steel instead for $135, like it is, $155 sharpened. That's the Spyderco Pair 2 Digi DLC. Next up, this box indicates this might be one of the last one of these made. From Seki City, Japan, we got a Santa Fonte 3. Gorgeous molded FRN handle. It's almost got like a sandblast texture, but it's molded in. The aluminum polished bug inlay looking sharp. Your hollow ground VG10 blade, 3 1/8 inches long, looking good. Doesn't appear that it's ever been sharpened. Edge is just about pristine. There's just a little evidence of pocket carry. A little on the clip, a little on the handle, but very little. Rock solid lockup. Blade centering is very close to perfect. We'll call this condition, I guess, excellent in box. Not quite near mint, I don't think. They're gone, but they're still rather available on the secondary market, so we're not going to hold you up. How about 65 bucks like it is, 85 with my edge on it. The Spyderco Centofonte 3. Next up, another from Spyderco. This is a Techno 2. Currently still in production, don't know for how long. You've got that sort of blasted and then slightly acid stonewashed titanium handle. Looks like one little pocket scratch right there. You got your deep carry acid stonewashed paperclip clip, reversible for right or left hand tip up carry. Best action I've ever seen on a Techno. Check it. Yeah. Rock solid lockup. Centering is very close to perfect. Might favor the lock side slightly. So CTS XHP blade, 2.5 inches in length, 3 7/16 inches of handle. Titanium frame lock, carburized, no steel insert, perfect lock engagement, no lock stick. Man, that's a super fine example, guys. Near mint, inbox, map pricing, minimum advertised web price new, $266. This one can be yours at $185. And $205 if you like my edge on it. That's the Spyderco Techno 2. Next up, from ZT, in a box that does not have its little retention flap, we have a ZT0452CF, and you get a little bonus, a little ZT fleece lined pouch. Here's the knife. Carbon fiber scale on the show side. Stonewashed titanium on the frame side. Steel inserted titanium frame lock. Deep carry clip. Left or right hand tip up carry. Fingers on lock bar and out she flies. No death lock. Nice detent. Perfect lock engagement. Ball bearing flipper. Perfect blade centering. You get a 4 1/8 inch blade, 5 3/16 handle. Blade steel is S35 VN. We're going to call this one like new in box. Current web pricing, minimum advertised pricing for these is $272. This one can be yours for $225. Like it is, $250 with my edge on it. That's the ZT0452CF. Next up, this knife just makes me smile. ZT, experience it. Inside the box we have a ZT0308 G10 in Coyote Tan with a Stonewash 20 CV blade. This knife makes me smile. Why? Because that little maker's mark right there indicates in-house ZT design. But I think this harkens back to the 300 series ZTs by Ken Onion. It's broad, it's beefy. Love that 3D machined Coyote Tan G10. Same mill pattern on the titanium frame. You can have a tip-up right or left-hand carry clip. Steel inserted titanium frame lock. There's your engagement. It's a ball bearing flipper and it's free swinger. You will want to keep your fingers off the lock bar when deploying this one because it does have a little death lock. Cool harpoon drop point in 20 CV. Blade length 3 11/16. Handle 5 3/16. It fills the hand. It lets you know you got a hold of a knife. So let's see. You want to buy one of these brand new, go to your favorite web retailer and be ready to pay $332 plus tax. This one, however, like new in the box for $250, $275 with my edge. That's the ZT0308. That brings us to Save Me From Myself moment number 2 of the evening. It's another one from ZT. This is the Emerson sort of Gentleman Gym pattern, the ZT0640. It's got the green carbon fiber scales over a titanium frame lock. Tip up right or left pocket clip. Phosphor bronze washers and a thumb disc, and it just flies out of the handle. That long sort of California clip in 20 CV. Blade length 3 3/4. Handle is 4 3/4. You have a steel inserted titanium frame lock, nicely disguised under that carbon fiber scale. Rock solid lockup. Smooth phosphor bronze action. Perfect blade centering. No discernible edge wear. Near mint in box. These are still available. Map pricing at your favorite web retailer is going to be $268. This one can be yours for $200 like it is. $225 with my edge. Oh, I so want to keep this. Don't leave me hanging. Oh, that's the ZT0640. Next up, probably the hottest model of any knife in the sale. From ProTech, we got a 5205 blue Malibu Blade Show Texas 2022 limited edition. 129 of 200. Guys, just take a look at that handle. Are you kidding me? Oh my goodness. Beautifully milled, hard anodized blue aluminum handle. Polished deep carry clip. Mother of pearl inlay in the button for the lock release. It is a ball bearing flipper on a button lock mechanism. There is your, I guess, what do they call that? A reverse tanto or a modified sheep's foot. Beautiful stone washed 20 CV. Rock solid lockup. Beautiful ball bearing action. Dead centering. Condition on this one is like new in box. Now, the non-numbered Texas Blade Show models of this knife are out of stock, but when they were in stock, they were $269. Sold listings for these knives on eBay run between $350 and $429. This one can be yours at $300, shipped priority mail. $325 with my edge on it. That's the ProTech 5205 Malibu blue textured. Next up, our second Hinderer in tonight's sale. This one is a current version of the XM18 3.5-inch spear point tri-way orange G10. Stunning orange G10. Bright hardware. Stonewashed titanium frame side. Hinderer lock bar stabilizer. over travel insert and steel lock face insert. Tri-way pivot, bearings installed, beautiful flip in action. Blade steel is 20 CV, and I believe this has my edge on it. It does. Oh, and is it sharp? So we're going to say near mint in box. The only reason not like new is because it's got a way better than factory edge. That's in your inventory as Hinderer XM18 3.5 inch spear point TAP for TheApostleP edge. Your price $450. That's a deal. No need to sharpen. Next up, we got one from the Ferrum Forge Pro Series. The model is the Exec. The blade steel is 20 CV. This knife produced in 2019. Comes in that Right Smart pouch. Here's the knife. Beautiful melted blue anodized tumbled titanium handle, milled titanium clip, carbon fiber inlay on the show side, steel insert on the titanium frame lock, that beautiful rounded triangle Ferrum Forge pivot. It's a ball bearing flipper. That 20 CV blade is 3.5 inches in length. The handle's 4.5. Super nice knife. A long, beautiful gents folder. Condition on this one is going to be like new in pouch. They are out of stock new. Sold listings on eBay run between $220 and $420. This one can be yours for $210 like it is. $235 with my edge. It's the Ferrum Forge Pro Series Exec. Next up, we have one from the Benchmade Knife Company, Oregon City, Oregon. We got a 940-2 Osborne. Black 3D Machine G10 handle. Toxic green standoffs. Parkerized deep carry clip installed. Parkerized Emerson style clip in the baggie. Beautiful flicking action as all 940s have. Blade steel is S30V. Looks like it's been touched up and pretty effectively. Not the most beautiful edge in the world, but quite sharp. Lockup is rock solid. Action is nearly free swinging. Centering is perfection. Let's take a close look at the blade. It needs a little bit of a choil extension, but not over sharpened. Long tip, broad blade, squared away. So let's see, we'll call it near mint in box with 2 clips. Current web map pricing for this model is $189. This one can be yours, shipped priority mail. All in $145 like it is, $165 with my edge. The Benchmade 940-2 Osborne. Next up, from Maniago, Italy, by way of Sulphur, Oklahoma, we have the Lion Steel CK0111RM. It's a round head and ram's horn. Guys, take a look at the horn. Oh my. Oh my. Stunning. So one of the Euro Barlows from Mike Latham and the boys. Titanium bolsters. Non-hafted. All machined construction. You got your crowned spine on the back spring and the blade. 3 3/4 inches closed length. Long pull cut swedge on an M390 blade. Long pull on both sides. Beautiful walk and talk. Pull is about a 7.5. Centering is dead down the middle. Condition like new in box. These are out of stock in ram's horn at Collector Knives. When they were available, they were, I think, $135 new. This like new example can be yours at $115 shipped priority mail. 135 with my edge on it. We'll call it like new in the box. It's the Lion Steel / CK round head. Next up, from Boker Tree Brand, manufactured in Solingen, Germany, we have an example of one of the best Congress knives made in the world. This is the Boker Tree Brand 115464 JRB Congress, or the 5464 Congress. The JRB is jigged red bone, and look at the jigging on that bone. Beautiful. Blade set, 4 blades. We got sheep's foot. We got sheep's foot. One of them is etched with the pertinent info. And then we've got a coping blade and a pen blade. Walk and talk is excellent. Pull weight about a 7. Walk and talk and centering beautiful. Blade rub is very minimal. We'll call this one near mint in box. Old Town Cutlery has these in stock right now for $107 brand new. This can be yours for $80 like it is. $125 I sharpen all 4 blades. That's the Boker Tree Brand 115464 JRB Congress. Next up, we got one from Shet and Morgan, Keystone series of American pocket knives. And this is the number 06 Teardrop Jack in Coyote Brown, one of 50 made. And you'll see by the tang stamp, this is a Daniels Family Cutlery era Shet and Morgan. Warncliffe Teardrop. Don't see that too often. There's your Shet and Morgan etch, one of 50. Match striker nail nick and a cut swedge. Cam tang. 3 13/16 inches of closed length. About a 7 pull and perfect walk and talk. Centering I'm calling close. So let's see. That'd be a really nice example. There are a couple things you need to know. First of all, the fitment on that mother of pearl keystone shield is pretty bad. I see gaps everywhere. It feels flush, but there are gaps. I think you can see them. And then the Coyote 10 G10 doesn't really look like Queen knew how to polish it. There's some black polishing compound in the fabric. Just, you know, it is what it is. So let's call it near mint in box. Your price, $50 like it is, $70 with my edge. It's the Shet and Morgan number 06 Teardrop Jack. Next up, from W.R. Case & Sons, we have a pocket worn model, and it is the 6249 SS Copperhead in pocket worn Bermuda green bone peach seed jig. Now, that's a long name for this bone, but it sure is cool. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, that's gorgeous. And I'm not really fond of most of the current bone that Case is doing, but that's beautiful. So the Copperhead in true sharp steel, 3 15/16 inches of closed length, half stop knife, about a 6.5 pull. Beautiful walk and talk. Nice long usable pen blade. The clip is gorgeous. Both are full height hollow ground. Actually has a point. You know what Mike Stewart says? What do you call a knife without a sharp tip? Pointless. Beautiful walk and talk. Centering I'm going to call close. The pen is perfect. The main is to the left. Condition is near mint to like new in box. These are available brand new. $67 plus tax and shipping at your favorite retailer. This one, $50 like it is. $85 for me to sharpen both blades. That's the case 6249 SS Copperhead. Next up, I saved the GEC for last, guys. From the Titty line of fine cutlery, handcrafted in Titusville, Pennsylvania, from Great Eastern, we got a number 92219 Eureka Jack in OD green canvas micarta. Love the Eureka. 3 7/16 inches of dogleg jack. Got a little swell in the center. Oval shield, nickel silver bolsters and end cap, satin finished. Spear point main. Just a little subtle drawn swedge. Big old nail nick. 1095 steel. 7 pull. Perfect walk and talk. Perfect centering. Secondary blades a coping. And I love how the back spring for the secondary wraps around to fill the blade well. Such a beautiful detail. Condition on this one is near mint to like new in tube. Your price $180 like it is. $205 I sharpen both blades. It's a GEC Titty Ute number 92 Eureka Jack. Next up. Oh, here's a GEC model you don't see. It's another Titty Ute. And this is a 62-0220 half Congress in blood red jigged bone. Of all the 62s, I think this is kind of the rarest and the most desirable. Look at that bone. Beautiful the way it took the dye. The jigging is gorgeous. Plain rounded nickel silver bolsters. Got that sort of bow tie Titty Ute shield. Not sure what they call that. Warncliffe main. Little drawn swedge and a nail nick on a half stop. We'll call that a 7 pull. Perfect walk and talk. Secondary blade, very nestled. Get a little relief to get to the nail nick. It's a pen blade. I'm seeing like 0 blade rub. Maybe just very slight. This is near mint to like new in the tube. Your price $170 like it is. $195 with my edge on it. That's the GEC Titty Ute number 62 half Congress. And that, my friends, will bring us to the end of another knife sale on a Thursday night on the Apostle P channel. Grace to you and peace, my friends, from God our Father and the Lord Jesus Christ. Remember, the word is sharp. Now commence to clicking.